Okay, let us call this meeting to order. It's Thursday, November 14th, the Dayton Planning Commission, at 6:30. Would anybody like to pledge the allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the next item in the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Does anybody have any changes they wish to make? All right. Then seeing none, let's, sounds like we have approved the agenda. The appearance of interested citizens is next. I see nobody in the audience and nobody's online either. No. Okay. In that case, let's move on to section B, approval of the minutes. June 13th, September 12th, and October 10th, fall 2024. Everybody have a chance to look through those?
Yes. I move we approve all three.
All right, Rob has moved to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Typo minutes. Oh, a typo.
Page 5. Under other business, second sentence. The word he backwards. And page 7. Second line from the bottom, net and gross is missing this. With that, I second.
Okay. That makes sense, Lucy? Yep. Okay. Noted. All right, so we have a motion and a second on these corrected minutes. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and it's unanimous. The next section then would be our public hearing. The planning commission will now conduct a public hearing regarding proposed code changes identified in Title VII of the Dayton Municipal Code. I'm gonna turn this on.
You don't need to do it.
These proposed code changes are included in Exhibit A of the staff report dated November 13th, 2024, which the planning commission received as part of tonight's agenda packet. You saw the one that was laying here with us with the red ink. That's the one that we have received for this meeting. For reference, the city case file number is LA 2024-02. I will now open the public hearing at 6:33 p.m. Approval criteria for legislative decision-making are found in section 7.3.112 of the Dayton Land Use and Development Code. These criteria are also cited in the staff report addressed to the Planning Commission. The hearing shall be conducted pursuant to the Planning Commission's adopted rules of procedure. The following procedure will be followed for receiving presentations of oral testimony. A presentation of the staff report and other applicable reports shall be given. The public shall be invited to testify. Staff shall be invited to comment on testimony, and the public hearing may be continued to another hearing date to allow additional testimony, or it may be closed. And the body's deliberation may include questions to staff, comments from the staff, or inquiries directed to any person present. With that said, I will now ask our city planner, Kurt Fisher, to present the staff report.
Thank you. So we have LA 2024-02 for you tonight. We've had a few work sessions and all the previous input we provided on the draft have been incorporated. The staff report provides the same substantive background that you were included in the work session staff reports. I think our most of our most robust policy discussion was around whether or not we wanted to revise the density standards in the residential zones to accommodate multifamily or the new middle housing types. And we agreed to leave those alone, so those existing density minimums and maximums substantially remain the same as they are now. I did get a couple comments from Commissioner Halliburton over the week that were just pointed out a couple Scrivener errors in the proposed amendments. So the draft that was on your table when you walked in responded to those. They weren't substantive at all. Didn't change the policy focus of the amendments at all. So that was much appreciated. So I went ahead and addressed those so they could be adopted with as little deliberation as possible. Hopefully that facilitates the procedures this evening. Other than that, the recommendation is to approve the amended version of Exhibit A that's on your desk. And the options for motions, sample motions as usual. Begin at the bottom of page 15 of the packet and go on to page 16 of the packet. And the recommendation is to recommend that City Council pass the proposed amendments as reflected on the amended Exhibit A.
Thank you. Do any commissioners have questions for?
Yeah, was one of those errors, about, let's see here, I'm not quite sure what the term is, if it's a setback, that's what, there's one point where there was a setback listed for rear and side yard being 15 feet as opposed to there's a side yard being 5 feet away. Was that one of the ones, one of the errors? It's caught. It's somewhere in there it said that, but I missed that. I'm not seeing it now. I believe what was intended was for it to be 5 feet from the side yard throughout.
So in the R1, this version has side yard for residential uses, the side yard setback is 5 feet and the rear setback is 15 feet.
I think it's front's 15 or is it? Hopefully. Where I was just looking was the rear was 10 feet, the front was 15, and the side was 5. And I believe that's what was intended throughout that box. I thought I saw. I really hope I wasn't imagining things.
And it's the same side and rear for the R2. For single family, and then for multifamily, the side setback is 10 feet. And that's just to provide additional buffer at the side yard for what is presumed to be a higher density, higher intensity development. Rear stays the same. And that's the same, and that's the same setback in the R3 for multifamily, 10 feet on the side, 15 feet on the rear.
If that's what's here, that's great. Unfortunately, forgot the note.
That's here. The only real change from the existing policy was in the R1. We're no longer applying a greater setback for 2-story structures. We're just applying one consistent rear setback of 15 feet.
Okay.
For all residential. For all single family residential. Subject to the same 35-foot regulation.
All right. Well, not finding it. Okay, never mind that. Apparently it's.
Is it maybe the seal?
I'm not sure, and unfortunately. Here I was thinking like. That was an error and I forgot to make note of where it was. And anyway, I don't want to take up commission's time, matter further. I mean, if it's, comments, we're just describing, that's what was intended, I think.
Didn't change in a CR either. We just.
We didn't change the CR, the only change was just to reformat the table. I don't even know if we could do that for a couple of minutes. It was just to make the table of the development standards and the setbacks in a format that's consistent with.
Yeah.
All right,
The table that's in the other residential segments.
there we have it. If it's laid out correctly now, then we'll do it there.
Other questions? Ponder a little bit first.
Well, then I'll move that the planning commission adopt the staff report and recommend that the city council approve the amendments as presented in the latest. Whatever we are, November 14th. Draft.
We have to close the hearing first,
Oh, sorry.
but we don't, yeah, so we don't have any members of the public to testify. Are we ready to close the hearing and then we can move on? Or
Quick,
rush it down there?
quick minor question.
Yes.
Page 27. And the part. For non-residential, should there? That one be there? I don't see it anywhere else. Tracking, what it's for. Okay, well.
Should what be there?
The number one in parentheses there next to non-residential.
Yep,
Okay,
that's, so that just reference is number one, below the table,
okay,
which is, which is just existing, it's existing language. It just calls an applicant's attention to the fact that, if a conditional use permit is required
got it.
and additional conditions are necessary to respond to that particular, to the impacts generated by that particular use, the setback can be increased to address that condition.
Alrighty then, since we have nobody here, apparently, nobody's logged in, okay. Then I will close the public hearing at 6:44. Either have deliberation or a motion.
Sorry, I got out in front.
What that?
Sorry, I got out in front.
No worries, forget it. Deliberation.
I don't have to make further.
Do that.
So I'll remove it.
All right, Rob has moved, we, adopt the staff report as, and recommend city council approve the amendments, okay. Do we have a second?
Second,
All right. All in favor? Aye. Aye.
Aye.